Hey, I'm Cleo. I'm a longtime tutor and a test prep expert here with study.com. So today we're going to be working on the Praxis Core Reading Exam, which is test code 5713. And we're going to be talking about the structure, craft, and language skills category, specifically the questions related to meanings of words. So we got 3 sample problems for you, and we're going to jump in. Okay, so for our first problem here, we have a sample paragraph, and the passage will be the same for all 3 problems. So just so you know, we're only going to read through it once, but it'll be there for you each time. So remember, this is about meanings of words. So let's see. The theremin, first demonstrated in 1920 in Russia, was widely lauded for its musical innovation. The British journal Music Review hailed it as a revolutionary instrument of the modern era. The inventors turned their traditional concept of a musical instrument inside out. They audaciously placed antennas and oscillators as external components. These previously concealed components were now displayed in full view and exposed to the environment. The outcome could have been predicted. After only 2 decades, the theremin's popularity waned significantly. Authorities insisted that the decline was due to the instrument's complex playing technique. However, according to the newspaper The Guardian, the primary issue was the instrument's difficulty in producing tonal quality. Okay, so before we look at the question, obviously this is about words in context and their meanings, but I like to just always make sure I know what was the main idea, what was that about. So I'm just going to check in with myself. Okay, this is about the theremin and how it seemed like a super cool, innovative instrument, but then it was actually pretty hard to play, right? Okay. When focusing on word meaning questions, I'm going to encourage you to really, really try to predict the meaning of the word before you look at the answer choices, because some of these words have different meanings. You could be led astray. You could be like, oh, it kind of means A, it kind of means D. But if you know what you're looking for, what it feels like it means in your head ahead of time, it's going to make your life a lot easier. I also recommend, they say sentence 3 here, but for context, I'd like to read a little above, a little below. In the context of sentence 3, audaciously most nearly means. So sentence 3, okay, I'm going to read a little before. The inventors turned the traditional concept of a musical instrument inside out. They audaciously placed antennas and oscillators as external components. These previously concealed components, blah, 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 blah. So they audaciously did this. Well, before I look at the answers, I'm going to think that means like bravely, boldly. They did something crazy, right? And now let's look. We have cautiously or responsibly, boldly. Hey, that was lucky. Always nice when you predict it. Yeah, just to check the words, cautiously, irresponsibly, boldly, reluctantly, joyously. Boldly is the best one because we're saying that they're being audacious and trying something new and cool. So it's boldly. My circle's a little messy there, but it's answer choice C. All right. On to the next. Okay, so for problem 2, remember we have the same passage here. So problem 2, in the context of sentence 1, revolutionary most nearly means. Okay, let's read it. The theremin, first demonstrated in 1920 in Russia, was widely lauded for its musical innovation. The British journal Music Review hailed it as a revolutionary instrument of the modern era. And blah, 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 they turned the concept of a musical instrument inside out. So, what does revolutionary mean to us in context here? It's really innovative, right? It's something that hasn't been done before. So, I would predict a word like innovative. Let's see. We have rebellious. No. Innovative. Okay, that's lucky. I'm going to consider that. Destructive, conservative, old-fashioned. Those things are not really on the mark. So, again, we got lucky with our prediction. Answer choice B, innovative, because we're trying to emphasize the fact that it hasn't been done before and it was sort of adventurous and moved the field forward. All right, on to the next. So for our third problem here, it says, in the context of sentence 4, exposed most nearly means. So again, I'm going to start a little before for context. Okay, they audaciously placed antennas and oscillators as external components. These previously concealed components were now displayed in full view and exposed to the environment. The outcome could have been predicted. After only 2 decades, the popularity waned significantly. I'm actually going to keep reading because I still don't feel like I have enough context. Authorities insisted that the decline was due to the instrument's complex playing technique. However, according to the Guardian, blah blah blah, the issue was that it was difficult to produce consistent tonal quality. Okay, I guess this is one that there's no like immediate obvious answer where it's like, oh, this means this clearly in this one line. It feels like it requires a little bit more of an inference here. So we have to think like the fact that the inside pieces were put on the outside, they were exposed to the environment, and then we tie that into the idea that it was difficult to produce tonal quality that was consistent. Probably because I don't know. I imagine like wind is blowing and other things. So um, okay, so they were displayed in full view and exposed to the environment. So exposed quite literally here could mean like open to the environment, accessible to the environment or something, but I think it has a little bit more to do with the reason that the instrument fell out of favor because they're linking those, right? So I think it has more to do with being interfered with by the environment, being inconsistent. That's my guess, something like that. So let's look at the answers. Revealed. Okay, I mean, it is revealed to the environment, but that sort of is what displayed means already. Be vulnerable to the environment, like the environment is affecting it. I'm interested in that. C, abandoned to the environment? No. D, discovered to the environment? That doesn't really make that much sense. And E, visible to the environment. That tracks in terms of definition, sure. But they were displayed in full view and visible to the environment. I mean, we already said displayed. Visible feels quite redundant there. It's not really saying anything new. And they're telling us the outcome could have been predicted. Like it didn't go so well, and that was because it couldn't produce a consistent tone. So I think I'm using a little context clue here to figure out. I think B makes the most sense. It's vulnerable to the environment, therefore it's hard to control for variables and make the tone consistent. I'm going to go with answer choice B. I hope that was helpful. Thanks so much for doing those sample problems with me. So if you'd like to check out more content related to the Praxis exam, you can explore our other videos here or go over to study.com. And as a member there, you'll have access to hundreds of sample problems like the ones we just did, as well as specific instruction by category, by topic you'd like to target, and strategy to help you maximize your score for test day. So in the meantime, we'd love to hear from you. Please like and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and leave a comment. Let us know if there are certain other topics you'd like us to focus on or make videos about. All right, thanks so much and happy studying. Bye.